deposit. Again, in my understanding, basically, I remember back 10 years ago looking at Airbnb, and you could mention in your listing, could mention a safety deposit, amount security deposit, but they would not take it already, right? There's no way they never touched it because they already wanted you to use their lovely, we all love it, their resolution center, right? I think we all love it as hosts. Because that's the goal to them. Safety deposit is money. That's friction. It's not a good experience to them again, right? And it's even more money somebody has to shell out to stay at your place before they can. So it's not making your place affordable. So to them, they really wanted to get rid of it. That's why they came up with resolution center. So in a way, it's kind of not kind of new. But maybe I think François, you have a good view on this. What is actually new here in terms of a security deposit?
So first off, let's understand how safety deposits work. There's holds and there's charging, right? You can charge a card and say, I will pay you back later, or you can place a hold on a card and then it automatically or not automatically, removes the hold. When you charge a card, there are fees involved, right? So the concept of Airbnb going down the path of building a safety deposit function, charging the guest a safety deposit, refunding, there's a transaction fee there that's going to happen. It's not worth it. When you do a hold, there's a lot more complexity because we're looking at 3DS, which is the ability to verify the credit card and making sure the hold is actually real and not fake. So there's some technology complexity there that Airbnb just hasn't done yet. I'd factor also, and this is going to tie into point number 5 around fees, is that there are some new rules out there, specifically the trade regulation rule on unfair or deceptive fees, 16 CFR Part 464. Yes, I'm reading that. I didn't remember this by heart. But basically, the common name is FTC junk fees. Or anti-drip pricing rule. And this is applied to so many businesses in North America. I'm talking Ticketmaster for your concert tickets, just like Airbnb and any other major platform. And that is just fair pricing. They want to, and it ties a bit to the fees, we're going to talk about in a second, but they want to make sure that what you see when you're going to pay is actually the correct amount and that you're not going to be faced with all these additional fees and safety deposits and so on. And that is a rule that they're having to follow. They implemented some of these changes in April and May. So you've got that. Now you've also got to factor the fact that hotels, well, they've been collecting safety deposits since forever. So maybe I'm running a boutique hotel on Airbnb. You also have to factor maybe some insurance components, like Heather had mentioned, where there's some certain requirements. Or just, go to Europe and tell an owner in France that you're going to manage his property and not collect the safety deposit. I can guarantee you they will not be your client. Like, it's just not going to happen. So once again, we're dealing with placing policy, trying to adapt to all of these exceptions and all of these rules. But, you can't have a 50-page legal document on safety deposits. People aren't going to read it. I'm sure we will, but it just makes things too complicated and we'll miss the edge cases. So here's the solution. Safety deposits are authorized. You can collect a safety deposit, but you need to run this by your reps. You need to make sure you provide a very clear listing description that you will be collecting a safety deposit. In addition to this, there's a specific endpoint. This is not to get too technical, but basically some of us as vendors have, as official Airbnb partners, the ability to post on the total price at the end before the reservation kicks in that there will be a safety deposit for X amount. And this is something that not all software vendors have. Approved Airbnb vendors who have that direct connection, have that capability, and that is how you solve that problem. I'm not saying use my software or use this software. It's just more, you want to make sure if you're going to collect a safety deposit that you're using an approved partner and that you are putting it on your listing description and that you are, following certain rules, whether it's because of HOA, insurance, and so on. So it's a tricky concept, and it's a tricky solution as well. But you can collect safety deposits in certain cases. You just have to be very clear about it. And again, you want to follow that FTC junk fee rule as well. If you're just collecting the safety deposit because you want to, and why not? Then
Yep.
pick another OTA.
Thanks, François. Heather, any view on this? We have two more topics behind.
Yeah. So the people like Francois are not going to like this answer that I have. But
No, go
Francois,
for it.
we're friends, and we've talked about this before, actually, he and I. My solution as a property manager, and something that I have preached for the 7 years that I've been in this industry, collect your own damage waiver and just figure it out. Like I don't know how to tell these people this often enough and help them understand But high level, here's the deal. Let's say that, so my damage waiver is aggregated into the rent on Airbnb. Either that or I use that space as community fee for my damage waiver. It's either or. I'm going to collect a damage waiver. It's a mandatory fee. It's in my listing description. Hey, as part of your reservation, we have collected a damage waiver. It's going to cover you for up to $1,500 worth of unintentional, unavoidable damage that you report during your stay, not after, right? So it has very specific parameters around it. It's a required fee that I charge, that I tell people up front that it's going to be charged. It's aggregated in, or it's used as a community fee. And here's what a lot of people are missing is that, let's say that I end up with $10,000 worth of damage waiver income at the end of the year. I'm going to be honest with you, I may be spending $1,000, $2,000 of that on actual damages. The rest of it goes into my business. So that's my answer to this whole thing. I have never charged a security deposit. I have only charged mandatory damage waivers that are appropriate to the quality of that home. So some of them are as low as like $79, but for a 5-bedroom estate home, it might be $200. And I've never had, well, I take that back. I've had, in the thousands of guests that I've hosted, I've maybe had 6 people that have come back and said, oh, what is this damage waiver? Do I really have to pay for this? Everyone else is like, hey, I'm getting covered for $1,500 worth of unavoidable, unintentional damage. I'm willing to pay for that. That's great.
Heather, I'm so not upset with that. If anything, I completely agree with the approach of damage waiver.